Hey everybody, it's John from the Gloucester Library, and for today's let's draw an octopus. Alright, let's get started. So I'm going to draw the octopus kind of like looking this way with the head part here and the tentacles kind of here going around. So I'm going to start with the eye right in the middle and try to leave yourself lots of room if you can. Make sure you can fit the whole thing there. So I'm going to do like kind of a oval shape here for the eye, and I'm going to draw like the little pupil part of the eye, which is kind of like a little slit like that. I let the little part uncolored to show like where it's shining on the pupil. And then I'm going to draw the part they call the mantle, which is like the big head part. I'm gonna have that kind of going back like this, like a big oval shape. And then I'm going to draw some of the bump out part from the eye. So I'm going to draw like a little bit of wrinkles and just show where it's coming out from the head. Like this part's the head and that's the mantle. There we go. Do like that. There's a little spot here, like a little oval shape they call a siphon. So I'm going to draw that in. It's like right here by this eye. And there's another one on the other side. And then I'm going to draw a little line just to show where my mantle goes down into the bottom of the head here. I'm leaving this spot open because here it's going to bump up like this to show where the eye is on the other side. Alright, now I'm going to draw the tentacles, the arms coming out. And I'm going to have them kind of resting and with them all kind of curled up. So what I'm going to do with my first one here, see they all kind of come down into like a web, like a little web first, and then the tentacles come out of it. So I'm going to draw the left and right sides of the web first. So it's going to kind of curve up to the head like that on the left side, and on the right side I'm going to have it do the same thing, kind of curve up to the head. So those will be like a couple of the tentacles, and I'm going to fill in the tentacles here, and you're going to see some of the tentacles that are on the other side kind of curving around too. So we're going to make sure we get all 8 of those tentacles. So the first one, I'm going to have that coming down here, so I'm going to draw light first to show where it's part of the web. And then it comes out down at the bottom, have it roll up like that. And then for the bottom part where the little suckers, the little circular suckers are going to be, I'm going to draw another line here to show where it's rolling up. And going up again like that. Alright, so you can see how it's kind of curling back. And I'm going to do that with this one too. I'm going to have one coming down like this and kind of curling up. It's coming down and curling up. And right here I'm going to draw that line for where the bottom, you can see the bottom and where the suckers are going to be. And we're going to draw them in later. And then I'm going to draw another one here. I'm going to have it curl up and curl up. And a little line showing where we're going to see the bottom and the suckers on it. And then we'll do another one here. Curl, come up and curl. Line for the bottom where the suckers are going to show through, and then another one here. We have that curl, and this line's going to go through. Make sure you don't draw through your line here if you're working with something permanent, but if you're working with a pencil you'll be able to erase it, so that's okay. And have that curl up and show where the suckers are going to be, the little line there. So how many do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 3 more. Well, I'm going to show one more showing up on this side. So I'm going to have that do a curl like that. And this is where the suckers will be. So now we've got 6. And then we'll have 7. And one more. And 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, the ones on the other side are kind of hard to see, but we can still kind of represent them by showing some little tentacles curled up there. All right, now let's do the suckers. They are usually in 2 rows down the bottoms of the tentacles. So I'm going to start with this one just to show you. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 1, 2. See how they're in 2 rows? Just like that. And they get kind of smaller as the ends of the tentacles go smaller. And here's where I had these ones. There we go. And then on this one, and this can take a long time. If you don't want to draw every tentacle, you don't have to. You can just draw a couple and just a hint that they're there. So like these, I'm not going to draw every single one. I'm just going to show how, hey, there's some tentacles there. There we go. Same with here. I'm really only getting to see the one row because of it being at this angle. Alright, so there's all of our tentacles. So there's our octopus. Now let's give it some color. So I'm going to color this one blue. I think blue would be a good color for it. Let's do that. I'm going to pick out a blue, and then I'm going to draw the background like a sand color, like a tan or a tan type green sand color. So I'm going to pick out a blue that I like for my octopus. Pick out a brush. If you're working with crayons or color pencils, things like that, just for your parts where you want to show that there's shininess or the light's hitting it, just go in and color lightly like that, so that's just the lighter parts of them. And then when you're trying to show where there's shadows, press down harder and harder and harder until you get the darkest shade that you can make with your crayon or colored pencil. Just like that. And I'm just going to color them in as quick as I can here. I don't want you to have to watch me color too long. There we go. Let me shrink my brush. Show some shadows around there. And some shadows here. Oops, I think I put that color in the wrong place. Be careful, make sure you're coloring where you actually have tentacles at. I do that sometimes. I get so excited about getting a picture done, I don't pay attention when I'm coloring in. I color in the wrong spots, and that's okay. I'm lucky on a computer you can just undo things most of the time. But you gotta be really careful with real paper and stuff. Alright, here we go. And now I'm going to do a little bit of maybe like a yellowy type color or like an orangish color for the eyes, for the eye that we can see. Yeah, like that. There we go. And now I'm going to go in and I'm going to blend the colors together real quick. So if you're working with the crayons or colored pencils, you have to do this as you're coloring. So like do it lighter and darker. On here I can kind of just put down bits of color and then go back in and blend them together later. but I'm just doing this so it's a little bit quicker for our demonstration here. Alright, so there we go. Blend in the eye a little. No, like that. Just a little, not a whole lot. There we go. Alright, and I'm going to do maybe like a greenish yellow color kind of for my sand. He's on the bottom of the ocean floor. So like the sand gets a little bit of a green tint to it. This particular one does. There we go, and I'm going to go back in and blend it a bit. There we are. Just to give us a little bit of a background for our octopus to lay on. There we go, nice simple color, sandy background. Alright, so there he is, there's our octopus. I hope you enjoyed today's Let's Draw, and I hope to see you next time.